This happened in the third shoot only. Their hands were on tripod. They were like taking the equipment and putting it into the police jeep.
Wow.
Like, get in. It happened a couple of times. So these things, if nobody was there, even if I was there alone, not sure if I was coming out safe, if my equipment was safe.
Correct. So I don't know if you follow us, but if you know me, you know OneWork, we manage a lot of YouTube channels. We have a lot of our own channels, and we manage a lot of our customers' channel. We run a YouTube marketing agency, and Kishore here is the man behind the scenes for all of the content. And before we started OneWork, Kishore was already a successful YouTuber with a channel which was in trending a lot of times. You can check out the channel. We'll link it in the description. He's no longer active on that channel, but it has 3 lakh subscribers. It's back in 2017.
Yeah.
And we started OneWork in 2019. So over the last 4 years, we've learned a lot about YouTube, and we'd love to share some thoughts with you. So do subscribe to OneWork. We'll be uploading a lot of videos like this. But today's topic is something which you wouldn't expect a YouTube agency to talk about, which is why you should not start a YouTube channel. One main target audience which I see happening a lot today is students, and why it may not be the best idea. So Kishore, before we start,
Yes.
You started a YouTube channel when you were a student. So let's start with that.
So it's half student, half graduate.
So that's the key here. And Kishore will explain his experience and what are the pros and cons of that. But go ahead. So you were half student, half graduate. So what do you mean by that?
So yeah, my college was over, but I had some subjects to be cleared.
So you had some backs basically.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was that time. So there was no classes to attend. All my
Right.
class was over.
Right.
I had a couple of subjects. I had to attempt again to clear them. So at that point, literally jobless.
Right.
Overall, during my college only, I was jobless. I mean, jobless as in didn't have anything to do.
Right.
Even here it's the same. Lot of leisure time.
Right.
And lot of friends, we need to do something. Other than regular partying, we are thinking of let's do something interesting. One of a friend named Syed. Okay. So it's a regular tradition in India. When there's Ramzan. You call up all your Muslim friends and it's like, where's my biryani? That's regular because those biryanis are the best.
Yeah.
So it was a regular thing that every Ramzan we go to their home,
Right.
have biryani.
Right.
Thinking like it's common. Why don't we make a video out of it? This plan then. We created some characters. It was actually Ramzan and we were actually going to their home to have biryani. That way we just made a video saying that how different kinds of people are. Just one of the reference was Lord Indian.
A skit. You made a skit.
Yes. So it's like how the different types of characters
Right.
that you see or your Muslim friend sees and experiences.
So this is in 2017. There was no real agenda as such. You were just like, some of the people were just like, let's get more views or get famous. That's it.
Yeah, everyone were interested in it. We did it. We made a small skit around this
And it worked.
concept. Yeah.
And some of the videos, yeah.
Yeah, that was the first video. And then we went around like, okay, people are liking this. They like the humor, like the concept. And then later we went to this pranks.
Right.
And we came out with some different concepts which we were trying. And we used some very common concepts as well, but tried to add in more masala, add in more creativity or intensity to those scripts.
But the first thing was that you had a lot of time at that time.
Yes.
And guys, here comes the first con. If you're a student, until and unless you have a lot of time, getting a video shot, edited, published is very, very time consuming. Correct me if I'm wrong.
And those were the days I was not a video editor. I was not a videographer.
Okay.
As zero expertise on YouTube. Everything was from zero. So I learned like how to be on ground, how to shoot these things, how to plan out the shoots.
Okay.
Then after the shoot was done, we come to editing.
Right.
Again, had to see what kind of softwares are available for free.
Right. You're students, you have no money, obviously.
Yeah. Everywhere you try to I mean, spending is not an idea anywhere.
Right.
You try to get free.
Right.
So initially, start working somewhere around 9 or 10 at night. It would go till morning 5, 6. Sit alone, keep seeing what all can be done, how to use it, what all, try different versions of the videos. And in the morning, friends would come back to the room because some people would stay nearby. They'd come back to the room. We'd review the video, see how it come out. So then there'd be some feedbacks.
This is for one single video.
Yeah.
So guys, of course, a lot of these things are a lot easier today, but I want the students out there to understand this, that if you can see laugh at first sight videos, they don't look like some very high production videos.
Yeah.
Right?
Not at all.
But are you understanding the amount of time which goes into creating this video? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's huge amount of time. And the reason you were able to afford to do it is because you had yearbacks and you didn't have to attend classes.
Yes. So during the weekends, we would shoot. So the shoot would go for around 6 or 7 hours. We'd start at around 8 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It would end at around 5 till the light goes. And that would end there only if we got some good moments.
So you're talking about what? 20 hours per person, about
Yeah.
10 hours, 200, 300 hours.
Yeah. And we'd
Per
roam
video.
around in a car, looking for spots, waiting for people, set the cameras.
Point here is this, that if you're thinking of YouTube, especially as a student, you will have academic commitments and responsibilities, and you like it or not, that has to be your priority. Kishore's case was unique, wherein you had few backs, so you got a little bit more free time. But and of course, in his case, because he had interest in photography and he's transitioned to this industry, those moments may have made sense.
And
but
also the financial support that you would be needing for these things.
yeah,
Because if you go out for a shoot,
yeah,
we are 10 people going out. We'll need a car,
right,
couple of people in bikes.
right.
We are out from morning to evening.
So you
We'll
need fuel for all of it,
food, all
Right.
these things.
right?
And we were lucky that some of our teammates
We're well off.
were working.
Oh, they were working.
Yeah.
Okay,
So they're around 4 5 years older than me.
okay.
They were already working in corporates. And all.
So they had enough funds.
Yeah. And at that time, they had quit their jobs. Job shiftings were going on. So they had also some free time.
They had some. They
Yeah,
had
that-
some savings.
Yes. So that's very small amount, but still, that was very much needed to get these things
For
done.
a student, even that small amount will be huge, man.
Yeah.
So, guys, I mean, you're talking about this. There's significant amount of time commitment, significant amount of financial pressure, and if you're doing this along with your studies, there's significant amount of stress, and you may be burning yourself out. Because I will tell you one thing, I have personally experienced this while working with Kishore, working with our team members, shooting, editing, going through that grind of finding good quality footage which will be appealing to someone. It is extremely stressful. It will burn you out. You will not even realize when I say burnout, people think burnout will happen at later ages and all. No, on a day-to-day basis, there'll be a limit to the number of hours your brain can also function, and you will start hitting that limit very soon. So imagine you have a examination few weeks later and you get burnt out today. You will not have the mind space to prepare. And the sad part is, they did this in 2017 to upload a single video. The expectation of video quality these days from audience, from your immediate circle, you will get encouragement for sure. But you are, as a student at a very young age, you're exposing yourself to a lot of online bullying and harassment. And at that age, when something like this starts happening, it can kill your self-esteem very, very quickly.
Yeah. So we have seen a lot of comments.
So
Like that.
you guys got it despite putting so much effort.
So we were like, ignore it. See, I'll be the one who'd be monitoring the comments. I'd be managing the entire channel.
Right.
There's something that comes up also. I'll be the one who'll be deciding whether I should send it to my team or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd go through it. I have 100 good comments. I have 2 or 3 comments which are like, oh, why are you troubling public? And all those things. We see those comments. Yeah. That's one side of view. It's like,
What you're saying is fair.
But at the end of the video, we're just letting them go with a light movement, saying that, okay, this is what it is. This is just for fun. Yeah, they smile and they walk away.
Right. These are the good comments you could say. But I'm sure there'd be comments where they would be bullying you, harassing you.
Yeah, so that would be there. But again, at the end of this, he is jobless to send that comments.
No, so what I'm trying to say, Kishore, is this, that you were in a better situation to be able to
Handle that or take
yeah,
that.
so you were in a situation where you could handle it,
Yeah.
or you had that maturity at the time. I mean, you also started the channel a lot later, right? When you were 22, 20, 21.
Yeah.
So by that time you have a lot more maturity. I see kids who are 13, 14, 12-year olds
Yeah, there
who are
also
trying to
scenes
launch
where,
channel.
they got into depression and suicidal thoughts because of online comments for their videos.
Exactly. So this is my point. As a student, this should not be your priority. Kishore, there is at the last year of his engineering, so he's pretty much at the end of his studying life. And the earlier you start, the more sensitive you will be, and the more worried you will be about comments, about all these things. And if you're a parent who's listening to this video, it's good that you're encouraging your kid to start putting out content. But please keep this in mind, that online harassment is a very real thing. And especially in a country like India, we are still not, this is still very new to us.
And it's also a age where this generation wants quick results.
This is another problem, wherein if your kids don't see a lot of views and all of that,
Yeah, that they'll also get demotivated there. And one single comment on the negative
can just
side.
break them.
Yeah.
So this is a major, major disadvantage, especially as a student.
People want to be influencers in the West. They get onto TikTok. You've seen a lot of stories where people are completely different online.
Right.
They have these memes also, reality versus TikTok or Instagram. So people have lost their self, gone into depressions because the amount of effort they put to show up as a certain image, which they are not actually true,
Correct.
on online on Instagram or TikTok, that will put them into confusion of like who they actually are.
So this raises a very nice point. You'll hear this term called authentic pop up a lot when you're exploring whether you want to do YouTube or not. And the point which Kishore is trying to make is, how will you show your authentic self if you don't know what your authentic self is?
You're only being influenced by someone else who's popular because he has a certain image.
Exactly.
You want to replicate that, but it's not you.
So these are some of the cons. I want to stress on few more cons. This may be referred to your parents if kids don't understand this. As a student, a male or a female student, you're exposing yourself to predators. That's one major issue, especially in India. I can tell you that. The second thing is, once you put up content online, even if you delete it later, it's not going anywhere. Someone else can definitely come back and find it. And in the future, it may create blockers for you, which you wouldn't have even thought. And one final point, you have faced this a little bit. You told me you guys were able to manage it well, but you will, at that age, you will not know what legal issues you're falling into, which kind of wrong crowds attention you're attracting, and how it may permanently damage your life. So
Yeah.
you can share your experience about this.
So this mainly about on ground issues that we would be facing.
Right.
So those things we were able to handle only because there was someone.
Right. You had a
Was
lot
there.
of run-ins with the police.
Yeah. If not for that, I think that this happened in the third shoot only.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys were their hands were on tripod.
Mm.
Like the just taking the equipment and putting it into the police jeep.
Wow.
Like get in. So it happened couple of times. So these things, if nobody was there, even if I was there alone,
As a student, if you didn't have your friends who were older
Yeah.
than you, yeah.
there's certain way people know that how to deal with authorities over here. But even if I go that way also, not sure if I was coming out safe, if my equipment was safe,
Correct.
if I would be ready to record another video.
Right.
Because I'd be scared if another scene
No,
like this
forget about
repeats.
scared. They would randomly be a case against your name, and in the future, you
Yeah.
had to put it everywhere in your job application, for
Yeah.
example.
So then there's like creating public nuisance.
Yeah.
All these things would come up.
Yeah.
And by chance, if I in future if I decided to apply for any government jobs,
You
public
wouldn't have been
service
able to.
exams, then that would be a
Black
major,
mark.
yeah, and done. And that was not something that I've done intentionally. I was had
You
some,
didn't even know
yeah,
that
and,
you were doing something wrong.
yeah, and that came up in my profile, and I would regret it throughout my life. Okay, I lost a major opportunity because of this.
So these are some of the cons. We'll be doing another episode for students. If you want to be a YouTuber, how you should go about it. So subscribe for that.